Hello and welcome to Blinkers Off. Great to be back for the last show of Season 8, and what a season it's been. We've brought you plenty of winners, plenty of laughs, and I'm sure you've backed plenty of winners from our selections. And firstly, I'd like to send a warm welcome to all our loyal viewers in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide. And firstly, I'd like to welcome our usual panel, Ben Perkins, for the first time, Kian Holland and Grant Morgan, our form analyst. Firstly, Ben, welcome, mate.
Oh, hello, Grant. So what's your name? Jesse. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart that it's fantastic to be finally surrounded by beauty here. And let me say, Grant, you look absolutely magnificent. And that nose that got broken a few times, it brings out great character.
Well, Eastern Suburbs tie on, Ben, or maybe...
It's impressive.
Yeah, it's Eastern Suburbs, we'll say today, but thanks for the compliment.
Mate, you're looking fantastic.
Thank you, Ben. And welcome, Kian.
And Kian, for the first time on the show, welcome. And how's everything been?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
And tell me, you ride a bit of track work for Tony Gollan?
I do, yeah.
And how are the horses there coming along?
Really good.
Yeah?
Having a really good run at the moment.
All right,
let's stop there. Let's talk movie stars here. Now, who does... Put a bit of weight on this girl, get her some gravy and some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Who does Kian actually look like with a little bit more weight?
You tell me, Ben. You're the expert.
Kim Novak. And Kim Novak is absolutely one of the great stunning actors of the 60s. Fantastic. Kim Novak.
All right, now...
Can you see it or not?
No, I don't know Kim Novak. I'm left in the blue. You leave me in the woods, Ben. You got it over me when it comes to the actors. Now, Grant, welcome, mate.
Thanks, Jess. Great to be back.
Lovely tie, the right colours, the mighty Roosters. Can't go wrong there, mate.
Not a fan of the Eastern Suburbs, really, but critical match for them this week, actually.
Absolutely, and we're going to crack on to that game later on in the show. First, we're going to take a look at race 5 and race 6, and Ben, it's the first leg of the quaddie. An interesting race. What have you selected here?
I reckon there's only two possible winning chances. I think Wingara certainly ready to come to town on a Saturday and go very, very well. I thought Fantasia was the only real danger to it, and Freton has been running, pretty well, but it's got the big weight. I thought it would run third, and I thought Primal Colour would probably run fourth, but I was really keen just to take Wingara and Fantasia in the first leg of the quaddie.
Righto, and interesting selections there. Now, Grant, you've taken a look at the race. How do you fancy the benchmark 80?
Just going with Fantasia. Agree Wingara is going great guns for Matt Dunn since he's had this horse. But Fantasia from the Stephen O'Day stable, Damien Brown, won last start well. Slow track winner. We've got rainy conditions at the moment. The track's cut up pretty badly after Wednesday's meeting, so probably got to guard against that and have selections with a bit of slow track form, I feel. Revitalise is a chance. Ignore its last start failure at Rockhampton. It was about 6 and 7 deep the whole trip. It never saw anything of the inside, so it can improve. And Freton probably for fourth, with Wingara in there in the chances as well.
Now, an interesting point that we've discussed on the show, Grant, we've been talking about the prize money increases in Brisbane. It sounds, from what we've heard, it's quite exciting, and races could be looking at up to 50,000 per race in a metro on a Saturday.
I've heard up to about 65,000, Jess. So if we can get up to 65,000, it'd be fantastic. And I think, look, I hate to say it, but if the top part of our industry is healthy, it will trickle down to the bottom. And I really think we need to look after the metropolitan area, because that's the engine room. That's what gets people excited. Interstate people focus on our Saturday races, and that's what we need to make healthy.
And as you've mentioned, not only do they focus on the Saturday meeting, they bet on the Saturday meeting, and that's where the turnover comes from. Look, at the end of the day, no punters, no owners, no racing.
Yeah, wagering's got to drive how our races are funded, Jess, and there's no doubt about that. Saturday afternoon, they want to bet on metropolitan races. They want to bet on good trainers, good jockeys and good horses.
Absolutely, 100%, and good tracks. And that's what we have at Eagle Farm and Doomben. Another issue we've been discussing that hasn't been brought up in the media so much, but we're going to discuss it, Ben. The number of runners in Sydney. Now, we've seen a couple of trainers in particular have 3, 4 runners in a race.
Sometimes 6.
Sometimes 6. The major issue is here, who do you back in the race? You've heard Waller on TV mention it a couple of times. You'll be tipping one horse and the other one winning. How's this gauging on the wagering on Sydney racing?
Well, I know punters who are not betting on Sydney now because of this situation. I think it's really serious. As a kid growing up, Colin Hayes used to have 5 and 6 runners in a race in Adelaide, and invariably the 33 to 1 shot would be the one that won the race, and everyone would just go, oh, God, how hard is this? And it just creates so much suspicion when you've got jockeys riding in what could be a team way. I think that trainers should be allowed to have 2 runners maximum in a race, and if there's more than 2, and if it's a quaddie leg...
The problem with that is owners.
Yeah, what rubbish. What about the owners that have got to leave one home in the box?
Mate, what matters is the integrity of racing, and if you've got jockeys riding to a game plan, what's going on? You've got to have confidence from the punters, and as a punter myself and the other punters that I know are no longer betting on races where Waller has 4 and 5 horses, and Waterhouse was the same a few years ago when she had a multitude of runners. It takes away confidence, and you can't trust jockeys.
Well, look, I don't know about not trusting jockeys. I mean, it's just hard to sort of get a gauge on what horse to back when you've got a trainer with 5 horses in the race and he's got owners that all want to win. Like, you can't prevent the owners to have that horse running in the race. You just can't.
What was Raining doing all of a sudden, making a mid-race move last start, right round the field going forwards, when it's been the 2 previous starts, it was back in the field running home nicely, and all of a sudden it's making a mid-race. What's going on there?
Well, that's up to the stewards then to do a steward's inquiry and to ask the trainer. He must ask the trainer, what are your tactics for each individual horse? So the punters can then have an idea. That's all I could suggest.
Well, I'm not blaming Chris Waller, because I think Chris Waller's probably one of the nicest people that I've ever met in my whole life. But it's the jockeys and the possibility of team riding, phone calls, all riding for the same stable. Which way shall we ride this horse? What shall we do there? What's it going to suit best in the same stable? I don't like it.
Well, fair enough. There's your opinion. Now, what we've got coming up, don't forget our Hong Kong tour, 9th of December through to the 15th of January with On Track Racing Tours. It's a genuine great event there in December. It's Hong Kong at its best. So please send us an email at studio@blinkersoff.com.au for any interest. It's run by Grant Morgan and On Track Racing Tours. It's a wonderful event, and I will be going, and I hope you can join me on this wonderful tour to Hong Kong on the 9th of December through to the 15th. Now sit back, lock the doors, put the feet up and grab a cold drink, because we've got plenty more coming up straight after the break. Okay, welcome back. We're going to take a look at the second leg of the quaddie, but first we do Kian, Tony Gollan, he's heading to Melbourne. You're getting a team prepared for the Spring Carnival. Can you tell us a few of those horses that are going?
At this stage, we're taking Temple of Boom, Alma's Fury, Traviston Girl, and Looks Like the Cat. Now,
just during the break, we were talking about a horse called Looks Like the Cat. Looks to be a nice individual.
Yeah, I really like this horse. He ticks all the boxes, and he's got a magnificent stride. And what's so good about this horse is he gets down low and levels out, and he's a progression horse. Like, we'll see the best of him in whether it's... You
talk about a horse levelling out. What exactly do you mean by that?
When he's asked to sort of let down, he really drops. He gets low.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to explain to the viewers that you actually ride this horse track work. Is that right?
Yep.
So when he levels out, he gets down low, does he?
Yep, he gets down low, and he's got a huge stride. He covers so much ground, and that's sort of the key to that horse of being so good.
So you think a big track like Flemington will really suit him?
Yeah, down to the ground.
Do you think he'll be up to Group 1 level?
I do, yep. I think this is one of the best horses I've ever ridden. We just have to get him at his best, whether that's in 3 months' time or 12 months' time.
All right, well, there you have it, punters. One there, Looks Like the Cat over the Spring Carnival, heading down to Melbourne with Kian and a few of Tony Gollan's workers. Now, race 6 for the second leg of the quaddie. Ben, what have you come up with, mate?
There's a few cats in this race, but I've gone for number 10 here, Skating Away. It's second up. It's got good second up figures. I think it's going to get a good run, come down the middle of the track. I'm hoping it runs well. There's a horse called Not Too Sure. Now, this comes from Melbourne. It's got like Melbourne provincial form. I don't know how good it is. I'm almost hoping that the new trainers improved it. Albert's Choice, a winner last start, but only at Bow Desert, but over this journey. And number 5, Triskele, just might sort of be thereabouts and battle on, okay?
All right, Grant, second leg of the quaddie. Do you like much here?
I don't like the race at all, Jess.
Yeah.
It's a wide play in this leg of the quaddie, I think, but forced to make a selection, I'll go for Stephen O'Day again. He can win the first leg of the quaddie, and Manichiro, I think. It is a bleeder, but it's first up from a spell, won a trial, slow track winner. The best of a bad lot here, but agree probably not too sure is the Query horse, the Melbourne horse from the McCall stable. It's got a chance.
You just mentioned one there, it's a bleeder. I don't like backing them, but funnily enough, I was over in Ireland many years ago, and a trainer at the time was feeding his horses rattlesnake poison, an extract from it, and apparently what it does, it bursts the blood vessels in the lungs and it prevents them from bleeding. So there's an interesting little fact there.
Is he still alive?
Mate, the horses are still alive, and funnily enough, that horse that was getting it won an English Derby, an Irish Derby, and an Arc Triomphe. It was called Cinder. Pretty handy horse by Grand Lodge.
Wait a second, I've got a good one for you as well. I got told years ago that if you're going to geld a horse, it's best to geld them on a full moon.
Yeah, well, I was told it's best to geld yourself, Benton, eh? Righto, race 7, the third leg of the quaddie. Grant, what do you come up with?
Oh, Jess, it's hard. It's a hard act to follow, talking about geldings, but we're going to go for one here in Rocky King. The query with him is 1,300 metres. That's the trick. He was second last start in the Ramornie over 1,200, which is always a good form race. Drawn wide here. If it's a slow track, that's not going to worry him. Hopefully D Brown can overcome the wide alley and let him get the trip. It's not much of a race outside that. Excelentes is racing well enough. The recent non-winners starts me up and feeling ready, the other chances, but not a fantastic race, but I'm with Rocky King.
All right, Rocky King there, quite a handy horse and be worthy of an each-way bet. Tian, Tony Gollan's got Theft in the race. Do you ride the horse at all? Or?
I don't actually ride Theft, no, but he seems to be ticking along well since his last run, which wasn't a disgrace, so yeah, he should run good. Righto,
there you have it. Now we're going to take a look at a lovely stallion standing at Swettenham Stud, a sire called Equiano. And here we are taking a look at the vision from Swettenham Stud of Equiano.
When a 3-year-old colt can blister over 5 furlongs at Royal Ascot and beat a legend in Takeover Target, people take notice. When it's the Group 1 King Stand Stakes on opening day at the famous meeting, it is the world stage. No horse has won the time-honoured race at Group 1 level twice.
He's just about alongside, they hit the line. Equiano, a famous winner for Spain.
Introducing Equiano. He has the world's most potent spring sire line, being by acclamation, whose son Dark Angel is now stamping his mark in Europe, setting acclamation up as a superb sire of sires, along similar lines to what the great stallion Rory's Jester was doing in the 80s in Australia. Equiano was all about speed, reeling off his second win in the Group 1 King Stand Stakes in 2010 in course record time, and returning the fastest gallop ever in the race's long history.
Equiano beat Markham, borderless Scott.
A dual Group 1 winner in the UK, Equiano was Group 2 and 3 placed in England and France. Equiano climbed to a time form rating of 127, a sensational mark for such a brilliant sprinter. He raced on pace and would unleash a deadly turn of foot that would see his rivals reeling. The champion sprinter of Europe, Equiano ran the Aussie colt Star Spangled Banner to a narrow margin in the July Cup at Newmarket over 6 furlongs.
Star Spangled Banner, Equiano is fighting back. Star Spangled Banner still just in front and won the Derby July Cup.
He boasts a pedigree that reveals 2 outstanding Australasian mares in King's Rose and Anna Bandana. Without doubt one of the fastest horses to shuttle to Australia, the magnificent Equiano stamps his foals and is adapted to Australian conditions perfectly. The right horse who ticks every box from pedigree to speed to adaptability. Equiano will certainly be filling up his passport pages for years to come.
A lovely stallion Equiano there standing in the Ngambie area, or the Ngambie region of Victoria. Now we're going to go to a break, and straight after it, we're talking sports. It's that time of the show where it's Sports Talk. All right, we're going to preview AFL and NRL. Firstly, we're going to take a look at prices for the premiership of the AFL. We're going to bring them up here with Bet Easy. Take a look at the prices there. We've got Sydney at 2 to 1 at $3, Fremantle $3.60, Hawthorn $4.25, Geelong $9. You could write your own ticket for the rest of them. They can't win the flag. It's only between the top four there on the Bet Easy Premiership winner for 2014. Ben, who's your tip to win the flag for 2014?
Well, I'm very sorry to say that I think it's the Swans. I don't like the Swans. I've never liked the Swans, but they're going to win, and they're going to win easily.
Now, you got them, they're Bet Easy at $3. They look to be a great bet. They're playing in great form. If anyone was going to be the danger, who would you think it would be?
Well, you could make a case for Fremantle, though I've got a theory on why Fremantle will not be winning, but I can't disclose it on air because I don't want to give Fremantle anything at all because I don't want them to win. So I'm not telling Fremantle, how you could be better.
Come on.
Mate, I know how they could be better.
Don't be secretive about it. Let's hear your thoughts. Come on, tell us how they can win the 2014 Premiership. Let's just see if you can be correct. Come on. We can quote this.
I have given hints before, but Fremantle do not finish games off. They're always looking to save themselves for next week. They pull up. They don't practice playing 4 quarters because they don't believe in their fitness. And until they actually believe in how fit they are and how much talent they've got, they're never going to quite make it. And this year will be no different. Fremantle are going to lose because they don't believe in themselves enough.
Right, there you have it. Okay, the game we're going to take a look at now for round 18 is the Bulldogs versus Essendon. Righto, the very underrated Bulldogs here. Essendon absolutely gave Collingwood a thumping. Hey, just shut your mouth over there.
How
Yeah?
can you
I'm
say
telling you
underrated?
they're underrated.
Underrated?
You got no idea.
They're so far out of the finals, it doesn't matter.
Look, I'm telling you now,
they
are on
way
the
down
improve.
there. They're down there, baby.
The Dogs are on the improve, I'm telling you.
Mate.
Look, take my words for it. This time next year, they will be a lot higher than what they are now. The Dogs are on the improve.
That'd be hard.
I'll tell you.
They're nearly bottom.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're not nearly bottom. They've won 3 in a row.
They're flying.
Look, Essendon gave Collingwood an absolute thumping last week. They were completely outplayed, outcoached, and outmanoeuvred in every way by Bomber Thompson. But I don't underestimate the Dogs. Bet Easy there. They're offering nice odds with Bulldogs. I reckon they're a bit of a way if you want to hedge during in play. I think they're going to give Essendon a bit of a run for their money. Righto, I'm telling you, Ben.
You're wrong.
I can do them. And I'm taking Sydney $3 there. They look to be a great bet to win the flag. And I'm going to take Freo. I'm going to back at $3.60, just in spite of what you said. How's that? I'm going to give Bet Easy. All right, we're moving on. We're going to talk NRL. We're going to take a look at the prices for the premiership here. Manly Sea Eagles with Bet Easy at $4. We've got the Sydney Roosters at $5. I think this week's going to be their telling point. Bulldogs $5.25. Des Hasler boys there. South Sydney $5.15. Could be a bit of a stumbling block there mentally. Grant, how do you see the premiership in your eyes?
Jess, I think the team that we can discount quite a bit in the finals is the Rabbitohs. They're going awful. I think they can actually miss the 8. I think if you wanted to lay them, I think they're a chance of actually going down and might not make the finals. They're the ones I don't like.
But, all right, it's all well and truly saying you don't like them, but why don't you like them?
They're just inconsistent. They've got no structure on the field. They've got no consistency about their game. No flow. Don't think they can win.
Righto, I personally agree with you. I think they're mentally not strong enough to win the premiership. Now, who do you think will win it?
The opposite side of the coin there is the Silvertails, Jess, the Sea Eagles.
Dirty old Sea Eagles.
Yeah, the dirty old Sea Eagles. But look, they're playing good football despite the fact of them having little bets on the sideline. Isn't that terrible? They only have $60 bets. If you're going to have a bet, have a decent bet. $60 and getting out for 6 weeks? God, come on, guys. But they're the team that they've all got to beat. They're the favourites for the flag this year, and I think they're going to win.
They're going to be very hard to beat. In saying that, we're going to take a look at round 19. And the first game we're going to take a look at is Eastern Suburbs for Penrith Panthers. Righto, Grant, we're taking a look there. Roosters $1.33 against the top of the table. Panthers at $3.30 with Bet Easy. Looks to be a bit unders for me.
Yeah, look, Roosters have lost their last three. Panthers have won their last three. Looks a bit lopsided to me, Jess. This is a must-win match for the Eastern Suburbs. I think if they can't win this, I think they might start to look a bit like pretenders for the final series. So I think this is a really critical game for them.
You mentioned pretenders. Nick Politis has come out. He's been vicious in saying, well, ruthless more to the point, in saying any player that's not performing will be sold at the end of the year, which is a great call. If you want to win premierships, they're the calls you've got to make, Eddie. Get rid of them if they're not winning. Now, I think $1.33 bid unders, but I reckon they're going to come out and they're going to come out firing.
Yeah, look, it's D-Day for them, for me, and when someone like Nick Politis comes out and says that, they certainly should sit up and listen. And
I think that's going to be the telling point for this game. The other game we're going to take a look at is the Brisbane Broncos versus the Warriors. Again there with Bet Easy, the Broncos $1.71, the Warriors at $2.16. The Bronx, another line in the sand game for them. Interesting. Warriors are on the improve.
Yeah, they're not going well, the Broncos, this year. You know, they're another side that I think are pretenders for the finals. Again, the Warriors smacked them 56-18 last year. They have improved their travelling record, the Warriors. They're on a bit of a roll at the moment. I'm not mad on the match, but I can't get warm on the Broncos at the moment, so I'd probably have to go for the Warriors, Jess.
So Bet Easy offering the $2.16. You take a bit of those odds?
I think it's good value. Yeah. I just think the Broncos, they're waiting for next year. You know, there's talk about Wayne Bennett, you know, coming back into town. A bit of unstabilisation amongst the club. So, no, I'm with the Kiwis.
All right, if Wayne Bennett comes back, look out. The Broncos will get back to their normal. Now, Kian, you're a West Tigers supporter. How do you fancy their chances winning the premiership?
Probably not as much as I do others, but you know, they'll give it a red hot crack as always.
Now, how did you become a West fan?
My dad was a mad Balmain Tigers fan, and I used to love Benny Elias.
All right, Benny Elias.
I've met him, you know, he's a nice guy.
He's won a few State of Origins for the Blues there, the old Benny Elias. All right, now we're going to take a look at race 7, third leg of the quaddie. Ben, what are your selections here, mate?
Well, I've gone for Starts Me Up. If it can't beat this mob, well, I think it's pretty much finished as a winning proposition. Saluda was a much better run last start by Monarchy. Now, this horse has been crying out for 1,300 metres. It's got a dreadful record at Eagle Farm, but it should be suited by there's loads of pace here, and Little Brown Horse, a very consistent type, should come from midfield.
Righto, there you have it. Now, we're heading into the last leg of the quaddie. Ben, again, what have you selected here?
Well, if the rain keeps coming, there's a horse called Fast Arrow. He's a real wet tracker, shows a lot of promise, got 57 kilos. I'm against that, but he's a good horse, I think. Badiga Negra. Now, this is another horse who's consistent, goes well. Oaken Arthur drawn poorly, but is in form. And Comachina, the male horse. Eagle Farm should suit.
So we're just going to bring up your quaddie selections on screen here. Quite an interesting sort of quaddie. You've taken a few numbers in the third leg here.
Well, I'd like to take more numbers too, but I've got respect for other people's money.
Righto, there you brought up. You've got six horses in the second leg there. Interesting. I wonder how much that is for $1, man.
No, it's not that much because the first leg's only got 2.
Interesting. Now, Grant, your best bet on the program?
Waiting till the last, Jess, Comachina from the Mar Camp. It's been waiting for a race like this. It's been racing in better company, stakes races, gets to the mile. Is a winner on a slow track, so if that cut-up Eagle Farm surface is a bit of an issue on the day, it'll be fine. So Comachina from the Mar Camp, my best bet of the day.
And Kian, your best bet on the program?
I really like Leonardo Express in race 2. It was a really good run last start. It was only second up over 1800. Got tired late, but that was to be expected. It had really respectable southern form, proven at the distance. It's drawn well, it's got the good jockey on. Hard to put it on top of ongoing adventure, but I think it'll win. Yep.
All right, well there you have the best bets on the program. My best bets are Jaeger. And also I like race 4, number 5 Casino Card each way. They're my best bets on the program. Ben, it's been a long season, 14 shows. Been a pleasure having you on, and look forward to seeing you in season 9.
Diz Avita Leesom.
Good dunker.
No.
Kian, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And look to have you back in season 9. And Grant, been great having you on the show, and mate, we look forward to your selections in season 9.
Plenty more winners, Jess.
Thanks, Grant. Now I'd like to send a warm thank you to our loyal viewers in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide. And hopefully you can come and join us in season 9 coming October. And I'd like to say a warm thank you from the Blinkers Off team. See you in October. Bye for now.